Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this United Way. Today, we're talking about changes that need to happen at Manchester United. Today, we have Dean, Tom, and brand new person today on the channel, Rahul. So, welcome everyone.
What's up? Don't mind me. If you see me twitching my eye, I have a pain in my eye. It literally only happened right now. I don't know why, but I'm doing fine.
Of all times it could have happened, it happened here.
You know. But yeah, I'm doing well. How are you lads doing?
Good now.
Good. Rahel, how's things?
Yeah, man, I'm fine. Just recovering from the illness.
Oh yeah. Well, usually what I do when United loses, I just go smash my head off a wall a few times, watch the streams back, and then it's all good.
Just watch
Not
Tom.
anymore, man. I don't expect that to happen anymore.
Well, fingers crossed.
All you have to do to cheer yourself up after a Manchester United loss is watch us do our post match where we have a laugh and take the piss out of Man United.
Yeah,
And
and
for water bottles.
for people watching, if you want to go see us making a laugh, I have a laugh, go onto our TikTok and you'll see us just break our heart laughing. Think what was after the Chelsea game.
Yeah, it was. I just started pissing myself laughing, and then we were all just laughing because I was laughing.
Yeah, we started talking about Buzz Lightyear and Woody.
Yeah. There you go.
And
There's
I
our
found it and I found it quite funny.
Yeah.
And then my hyena type laugh kind of just got introduced to the entire world, and we all found it pretty funny.
You know, 1, 2, 3. Where's the rest? Like Michael and Leo. Michael's supposed to be on, but I don't know. And Leo is busy with exams.
I got my exams coming up soon enough, so maybe after like a week or two, can take like a week or two off because I have exams soon enough. Junior cert.
Sorry, Tom. I'm the same. I'm like totally off next month.
You're doing leaving, sir, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay. It's alright though. We get to go for points next Friday with all my teachers. It's grand.
Yeah.
Dean,
David Harris.
oh, Dean crying. Yeah, I actually was. But no, yeah,
I think
listen.
everyone was.
Well, actually, I'm going to announce something at the end, which will be actually coming next week. So probably after the season ends, there won't be that much content, anyways. So there's no need to worry. But I mean, what we have the United changes today.
Yay. There's a lot.
I'm hoping. I mean, there's probably that much things to be changed at Man United.
Yeah, there's too much to be changed.
Too much. Yeah, I'm not gonna say from where. We're just like
Yeah, you probably have to make 4-5 videos to cover everything.
Yeah, this will last about 5-6 hours long.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to start this off with a question, right?
Ooh.
And we're going to start with Tom. Tom, in your opinion, what's the biggest problem at Manchester United?
The ownership. No doubt about the ownership, the Glazers.
Yeah.
With all the problems at United, the biggest problem is the owners, the Glazers. The word the Glazers describes it all.
Yeah,
I think.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
Dean?
Tom said it all, didn't he? The Glazers.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom, I think you took the words out of me and Rahul's mouth as well if he's going to say the Glazers.
Yeah, well, I was going to say the Glazers as well, but I think you can't just. There's so many problems, you can't just point it at one thing. I think the recruitment, the lack of, football vision, like people are just seeing it from basically, as Vangal said, running the club as a commercial, basically business, and not a football club. It's basically the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I could rattle off a load of them, but I suppose if I had to pick one, I'd have to agree with you all and say the Glazers.
Yeah.
Because since, 2005?
Yep.
Yeah, 2005.
Yeah, I mean, do you think, the protests are a point like doing anymore? Because you had a protest for the Liverpool game, right? Protest for the Liverpool game when it got postponed. And they only gave us like 100, give Ollie at the time 150 million to spend. We got 3 players. Ronaldo, who was cheap. Sancho, who we got for cheap, and Varane. They're the only three we got. And then we had a protest. Well, we were meant to have a protest for the Brentford game. People are meant to walk out the 70th minute because we are playing well. No one left.
For once.
Yeah, about 10 people left. That's probably the most that
Yeah.
I'll see him walk out of the stadium. He showed it on the camera. And then, is there a point doing protests anymore? Because they're really, if it's not working.
I mean, it's better to protest than to stay quiet, right? If you stay quiet, then the owners would just, think that, okay, United fans are content. There's no problem. So at least if you're protesting, even if nothing's happening, at least it goes into the public eye that United fans aren't, satisfied with the ownership.
Yeah, it's mad how Fergie still won trophies under them clowns.
Yeah.
Really.
But
No,
like, you know,
who would buy United? Who's out there that's good enough to buy United though?
no one, not really.
No. So, do we
No, but
stick
if
with
United was to go on sale, we probably have a lot of people from the Middle East and probably around the subcontinent ready,
Yeah,
because it's a big business, it's a big brand. It's not just any other club,
yeah, pretty much. We're literally like brand United. That's what we are.
Yeah.
Didn't we like a few months ago? Tezos on the training kits. Tezos. Like, who are they? And how much the Glazers earn from it?
Like, I'm still trying to figure out who the feck are team viewer.
Exactly.
You know, I have no idea who they even are. Like,
That's the thing.
People just like, associate Man United with money because, we have a loyal fan base. They're like, let's sponsor them. Let's get our name across their shirt because then we get loads of business.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad thing. It's good that we're in the public eye. It helps us with transfers and everything. But the thing is that United failed to handle the other side of things. The footballing side properly. They focused more on the money aspect, and then this is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spot
I mean,
on.
I honestly think, right, that we're all going to agree with what I'm going to say next, but the big ego players need to be put back into their little box or put back into their place, and Ten Hag needs to sort that out quick.
I think those big ego players should go somewhere else. Don't say at the club. Get out.
get out.
No. Yeah, not one football player is bigger than the club.
Exactly.
So what's up with the big egos? There's no need for. And I think we all know who those big ego players are. But don't get stuck into it around. But I think we all know who.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you already started with one.
I mean, did Fergie say before that there's no player bigger than Manchester United Football Club?
Facts.
Huh?
I think, but the big difference is from now and then is before, we had big ego players like Beckham, we had Cantona, we had so many big ego players, but all that ego, everything that they did was aside, it's kept aside from the football field. As Roy Keane says so many times, every time Beckham stepped onto the football field, he'd give it his 100%, and you wouldn't even know that he's, this big star. The problem is now is that these people just don't care, like Rashford, just not giving his 100% effort, and people like that, like not caring for the club, I guess. So that's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
Ryan, I didn't know you said that. You just said Roy Keane. I was like, I didn't know Ryan ever said that.
No, the real Roy Keane.
But like, lads, to be honest, we could go over and over here for hours. It's like when we all used to say on live streams before, we could talk hours about how shit Harry Maguire is. We could be here for hours talking about the changes as well.
Yeah.
There's so much of that needs to be done.
Yep. Exactly.
Leo is texted.
Finished the 3-hour vision now, watching the Best Fan channel. Keep it up, lads. Hope to be back soon. Well, yeah, Leo, best of luck in your exams, actually.
Good luck, mate. Good luck.
Best of
Everyone,
luck, man.
everyone at the
That's
United
fine.
way, Leo.
You're the best fan channel. Who's the United stand?
Who are they again? Where are they from?
Yeah,
I
we
don't
don't go on to talk sport and do all that bull. But anyways, I guess stuck back into United changes.
For me, the
There's
biggest
always
change right now, the immediate change for me, Kamara. We have to go and get him. He's a free agent. He's going to be a free agent. 22 years old
I
from
agree.
Marseille.
Yeah, I agree.
We have to get, and Ragnick himself said that he wanted him, but United board rejected him in January.
Yeah, exactly.
We have
And
to
then
get him.
again, I seen that he wanted to buy strikers and things like that, and he was refused. The board, the Glazers, and we were all saying that Ralph Rangnick doesn't want to sign any players. He just wants to sit there doing nothing. He actually did, but I don't know why it's coming out now. Should have came out in January, not 3-4 months later when we're
Yeah.
in May. Season's over. There's no coming back from it. It's just I don't know.
But
It'll
I
take
feel the
about
difference now is if we were to actually, if Ragnick or Ten Hag were to actually go to John Murta and say, I want Kamara, I think they won't just, put it under the carpet and say no. I think they'd actually respect it and they'd actually go for it. I think back then in January the situation was different because Ten Hag wasn't there in the in the scene. Ragni had less power. You had Ed Woodward still in the year. So I think all these factors have gone away now, and I think now it's a proper fresh start. I feel.
yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon, right? They get the Man United back to the top. If the Glazers do go, 10 years before Man United is actually a proper club again. I know we have Ten Hag, but a proper club. I watched something earlier on about someone was talking about Man City that they'll never be as big as United. Money wise, City are probably bigger than United, but then if you talk about other stuff that's non-related to money, I know we're a big club, but are we, the club that we were a few years ago?
No.
We're definitely one of the best, but are we, at the top of being the best?
Not right now.
No. I
A
don't
few
know
years ago, 100%. But
I think we've become like Arsenal. We have nothing basically to hang on to, so we just go back to the past. We go back to the history and say we have 20 titles. You have
Yeah.
just 5. It's a small club mentality basically. It's not like what have you done in the past 10 years.
Yeah, pretty much. Then this Man United,
think-
before the Glazers came in, they were debt-free, and then before the Glazers came in, debt-free. When the Glazers came in, the debt just went through the roof.
Yeah.
I think we know what the problem. Well, we're part of the problem, if you want to say, Lois.
I mean, you even look at this season, right? Man United's worst season in a very long time. Arsenal's best season, and both are probably going to end up playing Europa League football.
Yeah, I saw something about that on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's a bit sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
It's alright though. Me and my brother get to watch Thursday night football.
They'll be
But
exciting.
But the difference I see is, there's a lot of clubs that have bad owners, but they can still get away with it because there's still a route. If the transfers, if the scouting system is good, if the detail in which we put in, to get proper players into the club that actually suit the system and the way we play football, if these things are good, we can still get away with it because the Glazers, for all their negative aspects, they still put in the money because we are still probably on level with City in terms of money spent. It's just the money we've spent is in the wrong players, so we have to fix that out, because there's no point complaining about the Glazers because they aren't going anywhere, so we have to accept that.
No, not anytime soon, anyways. But then, as I said, if we get if the Glazers do eventually go, they can't be owners of the club forever. Who do we get that's any use? Like, we can sit here saying we can get this, that, X, Y, and Z, but question is, it's hard to know who we get as the new owners.
You need somebody with a bit of football knowledge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And supposedly, I don't know whether you've seen, like, it was a good few months ago, Conor McGregor wanted to buy us at one stage.
Yeah.
He's not rich enough though. He's not rich enough, to be blunt.
Well, the thing is, Conor McGregor
He's
is a bit of a clown, and
bit.
honestly, I think he'd be probably worse than the Glazers. He would be worse than the Glazers, I think.
I do not want that man owning my football club. Simple as.
No. Yeah.
Like he wouldn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. I reckon Man United would like. Could you imagine the trouble they'd get into because of that man? God knows what would happen. The Glazers
Up in League 2.
Oh, we'll just stop. You could say goodbye
Conference
to
League.
finishing. You could say goodbye to that. Top 10, you'd be lucky to get.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't happen. And if Conor McGregor was going to actually buy a club, it'd probably be some kind of Irish club.
Yeah, probably. He can have them. As long as he doesn't come there, Man United, I don't care where he goes.
No, that definitely won't happen for sure.
That man is always in court. I mean, Ryan, Tom, you lads are from Ireland. You definitely see Conor McGregor always in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can say where he is at the moment.
He's in Egypt.
Yeah, he is.
Guys, another thing I wanted to talk about is De Jong. We have to make that bid. We have to go for him, De Jong. But the thing is, we have to be careful as well because United are known to spend, loads of money, like 100 million or 60 million pound player. So for me, if you're gonna go for De Jong, it has to be under 60 mil for me, for sure.
The thing is about De Jong.
I don't think he's even the right player, to be honest.
What?
I don't think we should sign him, to be honest. I mean, he's a decent player, but I don't really think he has what it takes. I gotta be honest with you.
That's the thing. I mean, I was thinking about that as well. Like, I mean, looking at his price tag and then looking at Barcelona. I mean, it's just. Is he better than Declan Rice? Do you think? I know it's different.
No, but why?
Well, Declan Rice is more defensive, and then De Jong is more offensive. One thing I took into account, I was watching a few Barcelona matches, and I saw some Barcelona fans. De Jong for them, you might disagree with me here. De Jong for Barcelona is average, and let's be real. If he was such a good player, why do they want to sell him?
So it's just probably like signing another McTominay.
Yeah, this is really showing my age because everything is online now. But I actually read the newspaper today, right? And it said that Man City are also interested in signing Frankie de Jong.
More than likely, they'll get him.
They're good for them. It's just common knowledge this right. I mean, De Jong signs for Man City doesn't real for them. You can just see it happen.
But for me, the important thing is that Ten Hag is pushing for this, and he's a guy who's played under Ten Hag at Ajax. And for me, he isn't just an average player. If you look at what he's done at Barcelona and Ajax, he's good defensively. He makes those tackles. He's a proper CM. He can run with the ball, which is important, and he gets goals and assists. And apart from that, his technical skills is really good. So I feel, and the main thing is that he knows the Ten Hag system at Ajax. I feel if United can get him, it'll be good because we should have a few players that are already adjusted to Ten Hag, like Pep had, right? When Pep went to City, David Silva, you could say, was kind of a player that could play around that Pep system. So it's important to have a few players that identify with that system, so it can spread to the other players as well.
The thing is, right, if you get Frankie de Jong, does that just mean Donny is on the bench for another season?
No, I think if you get de Jong, you can rotate them.
All you need to do is, don't get wrong, Frankie de Jong, I'd love him at United, but focus on a defensive midfielder. Like Donny's coming back to us. You have Bruno. And listen, Fred, he's not the best, but you have Fred. He ain't going anywhere anytime soon. And McTominay, right? probably more than likely next season midfield could probably be, Bruno Fernandes, Van de Beek, and more than likely, just as of now, Fred. I think we will get a DM, but that's just as of now, Fred. But I mean, let's be real here. Who are we actually seriously interested in? Like, give me a defensive midfielder that Man United are really interested in.
Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, but I mean, Ryan, I think you said it on the stream a while ago. Could that, rivalry between Man United and Leeds kind of stop that happening?
Yeah, but I suppose if
Like,
come down.
I want to be honest with you. I think the good thing for us if Leeds get relegated is Calvin Phillips' price tag goes down.
Yeah, I mean,
and it didn't stop Rio Ferdinand or Cancho Dennis Irwin, did it?
Exactly. Listen, I hope that's the midfield. I like Calvin Phillips. I watched him play in the Euros for England. He's good. Then Harry Maguire plays well for England, so doesn't mean to play well for us.
But for me, if you go with Calvin Phillips, it's like going one step backwards. For me, there's no growth in Calvin Phillips. It's again English. He's gonna get that English tax. You're gonna have to overpay. Again, Leeds. For me, it's just you have to think differently now. I mean, Calvin Phillips is a good player if you're aiming for a top 6, something like that. You need players that are gonna grow into world class players, And he's not even a DM.
Yep. Question there: if you had to pick one player which we ain't linked with, who would it be?
I could give you 100 of them, but we're never going to get them.
Who was it?
I mean, who I'd love is what's his face?
I'd like Vinicius Jr. or Casemiro. One of those. But I know you have the likes of people are probably like, but you have Mbappe. I don't know who else is there that's good. There's not really Ben's. Yeah, he's. Benzema's a bullet. I love him at United.
What's the name of that fella at Leverkusen? The Cam. He's only like 18.
Oh, so Florian Wirtz.
Yeah, that fella.
Yeah, he's good.
For me, this is a player I really like. He's a guy from Mallorca. His name is Takefuso Kubo. He's a right winger. He's 20 years old, left-footed, under £5 million. If you go and watch him, he's like, people label him as the next Messi or whatever. But if you watch him, he's similar to Salah and Messi. It's kind of the same, attributes that he has. But he's such a good technical player. He basically glides in and around that box. If United can actually look at him, I'd be really happy.
Who was it again?
There's a guy from Mallorca, from Spain. His name is Takefuso Kubo. He's a Japanese player.
It's just if he does come to us, I just won't be able to say his name, so I'll have to come up with a
He was playing for Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think he's on loan at Mallorca at the minute. He used to be on loan at like Villarreal and all that, I think.
Yeah, I do know he's around. Yeah, Kubo ain't good.
Well, I'll go with his, at the minute, I'll go with, honestly, I know it's about Kevin De Bruyne. Honestly, that was just brilliant. I know obviously it would never happen, but if you're talking any player in the world, Kevin De Bruyne at the minute, honestly, that lad is just he's on a different level.
KDB and Bruno sounds nice actually.
Those,
he's a big game player. Kevin De Bruyne's a big game player.
Yeah,
that's just a summer wish list.
But then again, KDB and Bruno occupy the same positions. They both play that cam position. So
when the two central midfielders, wouldn't do it any harm.
Where did
I just got a text there. Southampton 1, Liverpool 0. So far, City's champions. Right. Kante. Listen, Kante, good. Right. I watched him play Chelsea in the second leg in the Champions League. He's a good player. for someone so small, right? I watched Mark Gobert shoot a career mode, right? And he Kante tackled his parent, says just because he's small and innocent, he's dangerous. He'd, you know, he he'd shoot you from under the table and smile. I like Kante, but then how old is he? You know, is he?
He's 31.
29, 30.
31.
He's 31.
Yeah, so he's kind of, he is good. N'Golo Kante, won't last long.
For me, Kante, it'll be better if we don't sign him. He's 31 years old. He's probably going to give us 2 years at the best, and he's on the decline. Again, United in a rebuild, you can't be signing these kind of players. It's again going back to that same mentality of signing these star players and hoping that they deliver the same kind of performance that they did at the previous club. We have to instead of signing Kante, sign the next Kante. That's what I'd say.
Listen,
You could go with Joshua Kimmich maybe.
Joshua Kimmich, yeah. Thing is, talking about Kante, right? Do we want to be signing players that are in their 30s now? Do we really?
No.
We've an aging squad at the minute. Like you want young players coming in that last us for a few years at least, hopefully.
Yeah, like I want players that are under 30 years of age. Like most of our team now that's still at the club is most of them are in their 30s.
Or late
Like,
20s.
Yeah, so I want someone that's under the age of 30, even under the age of 25. Just someone that's good.
But
No,
the reason
it's
we actually say under 30, right, is because when players reach 30 years of age, their careers are already established. They've earned their money and they've made their life, basically. We want people who are hungry, who are coming in to make careers. We don't want people who are already settled, and are coming here as, okay, it's going to be another club that I can go and experience something. We want someone who's hungry, and that's why I feel buying players above even 26, 27, I feel it's just no, it's for me.
I mean,
Yep.
go back to that question, Ray, about if you could pick any player we're not linked to, right? And I think I said it after watching Real Madrid and Man City. Lads, I'd sign Camavinga in a heartbeat.
Oh yes,
He's very good. He's very good.
he is good. He is good.
I and Bellingham as well.
Yeah, Bellingham.
Although, wait, Bellingham will come with English tax, lads.
Yeah, I mean, how old is he? Is he how old is Bellingham? Probably.
He'll be 19
What,
in July.
19?
Probably 20
Yeah,
He'll
years.
be 19 in July. He's 18 in the
Here's
middle.
what
19
happened.
in July.
Here's exactly what happened. 19 years of age, cost you £100 million. It's just, lads,
No way,
it's true. You know it's true. Once you win a bit of silverware or you're English, that's it.
He
You
won
know,
the
Declan Rice,
He won the
150
Copa
million,
d'Or
what's he won?
millions.
Feck all.
Exactly. Oh my god, like, I don't know, lads. I mean, I'd love to know how much Bruno's worth, because in fairness to him, he's actually won trophies. I bet you he's worth probably 60 mil at this point, because he's not English. That's the thing, because he's not English. Do you know? Like how
That's
much
the
would
thing,
Bruno
man.
have?
I want a change in mentality, from the fans, from the club, from the owners, and from the manager, of course. That the mentality I want is, stop looking at these shiny players. Go do more research. Look at Leicester City. They've signed all these great players, and no one knew about them. Sign these kind of players that no one knows about. That's what I'd say.
I mean, look at Liverpool. I didn't know who Salah was.
Yeah.
Firmino
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Alisson was. Matip.
That's the thing. That's how a proper football clubs run. They don't just sign. If you're gonna sign a Kante, a Bellingham, someone like that, then that's a commercial move. Just
Yeah.
short selling. It's not a
Yeah.
football move. Fans may like it. Fans may like that, but we fans have to be more sensitive. We have to look at the players for what they actually bring to the club. Not on their past performance, on their future, potential performance of what they can do for us.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know whether we should talk about this, but what about, obviously we're talking about many changes. So backroom staff, Mike Phelan, the likes. What we doing with those?
Bye
For me,
bye.
the thing with go on.
Get out.
Yeah. Mike Phelan's
They've been there too long. I
There,
mean, Mike Phelan's been there since Fergie days, so
the backroom staff for Ten Hag. So far, Mitchell van der Gaag seems to be, getting in there. Steve McLaren.
the Wally with the brolly.
By the way, Steve McLaren could be joining as well. What do you think of that?
As long as he doesn't try to speak Dutch, then it should be fine.
I think the main thing about Steve McLaren is he's worked with Ten Hag, and if Ten Hag is comfortable working with him, and if that's someone who Ten Hag wants, and not someone who Ten Hag is given, and that's the main difference. And I feel that Steve McLaren is someone who Ten Hag wants, especially because he's also worked under Fergie. He was there in the treble season, so he knows about Manchester United, and also he's also worked with Ten Hag. So it's a good move for me.
Yeah. Once he's worked with Ten Hag.
We have to make sure he doesn't try to speak Dutch. Just as long as he doesn't try to speak Dutch, then we're fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm guessing you've seen the video.
We talked about the Glazers. I mean, let's be honest.
I have one for you, right? No, I'm just gonna say it, and I can already picture everybody's gonna go, yeah, 100% agree with what I'm about to say. Bestie, I love you to bits and all, but you're no longer going to be my captain next season.
Yeah, you can go. Good luck. Go back to Hull City and fight against some shitty team that no one knows about. That'll still make a show of you. Good luck, slab head.
But realistically about Maguire is he's a guy who signed for 80 million pounds. It's not realistic that you can just sell him like that. The thing with these players like Maguire, Phil Jones, Bailey, these players have to be phased out slowly over time. You can't demand the club to just sell him because it's not the form that he's in. No one's gonna probably buy him. And the club would probably go into like maybe a 60 million loss or something like that. So you have to be patient. Like we know that Ten Hag is an intelligent manager. He's probably not going to use Maguire. He's going to phase him out, put him on the bench. Something or the other. But eventually, over time, we know that he won't be there in the future. So I think that's something we have to keep in mind.
Can we see Maguire go? Can any of
He's
you
not
see?
going to go, but he's going to be stripped of captaincy, I hope.
Yeah. Tell you who we get: Jury and Timber. Supposedly we're heavily linked with Jury and Timber. Jury and Timber is a. When we took Pau Torres, something about him is price tag. That's the problem. I mean, Ryan, I think you said it last week on United News at 70. It's worth 60, 70 mil, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, even last week, were we talking about, was it Indika, 20 mil?
Yeah. But things if you can negotiate with Indika, if you're going to negotiate with Pau Torres, you're not going to get him for any cheap, 50 the most.
He's playing in the final tomorrow night, isn't he? Frankfurt and Rangers.
He's playing Villarreal. That's how you pronounce it. Pau Torres. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Pau Torres, right?
They're not playing in the final.
I'm confused now.
Wait. Who was the Rangers player you're on about?
No, right? Frankfurt are playing Rangers tomorrow in the final.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Indika is going playing for Frankfurt tomorrow.
Just not, yeah. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Sign a player that won Europa. He was the only player that would probably.
Except for you're going back to it next year, kid.
For me, one thing I needed to say is Pau Torres, for me, is a bullet that we have to dodge. He's again one of those, established players who's probably not going to perform at the same level as he did at Villarreal, at Manchester United. We can't be spending, 60, 70 million again. That's again a commercial move. You have to, and for me, I think it won't happen either way. I think Timber is, for me, it's probably most likely it's going to happen because Ajax is probably going to move him on, and Manchester United are, in the front of the queue basically, and he's Timber is what, 25 million pounds. You can get him under that. That's a proper footballing move, I think. And he's
Yeah,
tenacious, he's a proper ball playing centre back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only looking at my notes from the United News 7 last week. I said Man United interested in Pau Torres for about 55 to 60 million release clause.
yeah, you can stay where he is, lads. I mean, you want to fall into that trap again, signing a defender that's again won nothing. Like hasn't won much. The only thing he's probably won is the Europa League. But then didn't Harry Maguire win the title with Leicester?
No, he won
So-
the he won the playoff final with Hull.
Was he playing for Leicester at the time when they won?
No,
Obviously not, because they
Leicester
actually won
won
the
the league
Premier League.
2016. He joined them in 2017.
That's when Leicester got the downfall. I don't know why you even asked that question. If you win trophies, Harry Maguire's not in your team. That's pretty much it.
But then again, we can't look at players based on what they've won in the past. If you look at Cantona, he was at Leeds. You look at so many great players. They've played at these smaller clubs. They haven't won anything, but you can't judge them on that. But the thing with Pau Torres is it's a different thing because he's above 25. Okay, he's at Villarreal. At Villarreal, what are you going to win? Realistically, you're not going to win anything. You can probably hope to win the Europa League, and he's achieved that. Fair play to him. But I think United, we have to stop this mentality of buying players based on what they've won. We have to buy players based on actually what they can offer to United.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. So, I mean, there's a lot of things to be changed at United. Players, right? Right. Who do you think United should really sign in the transfer window? This transfer window. Honest answers.
They need a centre half. 100%. I mean, we're heavily linked with Darwin Núñez.
Yeah. Could we get him is the question.
Just
For
don't
me,
know. 'Cause
CDM for sure. Again, I think United fans are, they've become falling into the trap of buying a CM basically and considering a CM as a CDM and hoping that he can do the job. I think you have to sign a proper CDM. If you look at the past United teams, there's always been a proper CDM, a holding midfielder like Roy Keane, a Carrick, someone like that, who can do the job. We had Matic. Um, we have to sign a CDM for sure. We can't sign a De Jong or we can't just play De Jong and Van de Beek and think that they're gonna function as a CDM. It's not gonna work. It's gonna be another McFred for me.
Yeah. Again, I know I asked the question who I think United should sign, but honestly, I haven't got a clue.
Kamara for sure.
I mean-
Kamara has to come.
I go back to about who Man United to sign, right? Man United are interested and linked with everybody under the sun, and then you put in an offer for a player, and then you're like some Man City, PSG, Real Madrid come in, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, we'll take him instead."
Pretty much.
Yeah, because thing is about them teams that offer for players that United do, they're more attractive. Champions League football.
Yeah.
They're probably they probably know that they'll win, more than likely to win a trophy. Well, Man United, you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know whether you're gonna win a trophy or you're going to come. You're going to be in the championship the season after. You just don't know. It's Man United at the end of the day, lads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you I had a conversation with a person a while ago about actually Darren Núñez. I was like, there's a good chance we could get him, but then he was like, but if the likes of Liverpool or City throw themselves in there, Champions League football, more than likely he'll win a trophy, and he'd probably win a Premier League.
Yeah.
But Man United, he'd be lucky to make it to a competition. Never mind win it, just a competition.
Yeah. Like, I saw something on TikTok today, right? And it was 5 huge transfers that Manchester United missed out on. We could have signed Ronaldinho, Tony Cruz, Thomas Muller, Haaland when he was at, was it Leipzig?
Yeah, Leipzig.
Yeah,
And
Salzburg actually.
yeah, Salzburg, yeah, it was because wasn't Ralph Rangnick managing them?
No, Jesse Marsh. You know, the current Leeds manager. He was managing them.
Oh yeah, that's who it was. I'm almost beyond about Leipzig.
and then you look at, right, I know Karim Adeyemi's going to join Dortmund, right? But United had the chance to sign him, and because Dortmund came in, they just like literally said, look, here's about 210,000 a week, come play for us instead.
Yeah.
Now, another thing I wanted to say is Darwin Núñez. For me, it's best if United miss out on him, because if you're going to sign a Darwin Núñez, your budget is basically half, or even more than that, depending on how we negotiate. And Darwin Núñez for me is the least of what we need right now. He's a striker, he's a good player, but if you're going to sign a player at that kind of price, it has to be a midfielder or a defensive player. Darwin Núñez is a good player, but you have to I'd categorize him as one of those Villarreal, Pau Torres, Kante, these kind of players, who are they're already established, which Darwin Núñez isn't, or they're just overpriced, so which Darwin Núñez is. Benfica is gonna make they just want to make a lot of money out of him. It's United shouldn't be signing these kind of players. United sign players who are actually passionate about the club, who want nothing but just to play for Manchester United. So for me, it's a no.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, they're not. Man, aren't an attractive team anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like, go back to what Rahul said about Benfica, right? When Ederson, Ruben Diaz were at Benfica, didn't really hear much about them. They came to City, had good seasons, and now they're like, up the top.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And we got Lindelof from Benfica.
Yeah.
He's mid at best.
It's like that fella, that Liverpool fan.
Lindelof,
There's
average.
levels to this shit.
Exactly. James Redmond.
Darwin Núñez for me, he's a good player. He's a good player. But the thing is, it's just the price is not. It's just not gonna work. If he's gonna be probably in that 40 to 30 million kind of range, then you could think of signing him. But at that kind of price, whatever they're quoting, 100 million upwards, it's just not realistic. It's not how a proper football club works for me.
No, it's just it really is funny when you think, like, I mean, with Ten Hag, Ten Hag's probably our only hope of attracting players. Never mind where Man United is. Ten Hag is our only hope of us getting players.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I mean, I said it before on, like, a couple of past live streams. If we don't make European football,
Stop playing with your bottle. You're bottling
No, no.
like an Arsenal. If you're Arsenal, bottlers.
Arsenal. This is what I think of Arsenal. Sorry, Ryan, carry on.
like, if you don't make European football, players aren't going to want to sign for you.
Exactly.
No, but then regardless of European football or not, Manchester United are still going to attract the best players. That's a fact.
But
It's
here
just
though,
that the players should have the hunger to play. There are players who play for Manchester United even if you're in the bottom half of the table. You should look at those kind of players. So there's always going to be interest at Manchester United.
Yeah, I seen something this morning. Harry Maguire said why he joined United. Because remember, Man United and City were in a battle with Harry Maguire. Why did we not let City buy him? Like, what's wrong with us? But anyways,
He'd be good for City.
I tell you,
100%.
you'd probably be, or honestly, it just wouldn't surprise me if he did.
He'd be like Ruben Diaz if he would be like. He'd be like Ruben Diaz for them if he signed for them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like,
If you like
even after the Euros, right? Maguire, Shaw, fantastic for England. Came back to Man United and they were pure shit.
yeah, exactly. That's not why we actually let
Pep
United
fit
might
the
have
system.
a white away kit. So do you think that it's just England, so he might play well for us?
No, don't get me wrong. That white away kit is nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's.
I have to disagree
I'd
there.
buy
I
the
think
away kit more than I'd buy the home jersey. I'd buy the away kit then rather than the home
Yeah.
jersey. It's so nice.
I have to disagree over there. I think if Harry Maguire would sign for City, I think it'd still be a flop. The reason is Harry Maguire, again, he isn't a technical, quick centre back. The modern game demands you to have pace, for one, and to read the game and to have that agility. Which, if you look at the Man City players, they had players like Otamendi, a small guy, much like Timber, all these players are smart, they're quick, and they have that intelligence and the speed to play the kind of system that Guardiola demands. Harry Maguire wouldn't fit anywhere in the top four for me. You could play maybe in a Europa League kind of a spot. That kind of suits him, I feel.
Harry Maguire's just shy.
Sorry, lads. When Raul
A
says
reason
running
why
all
he
over
thinks
because of that
I'd
TikTok.
say for instance, a reason why I'd say for instance the Man City system is like say Pep Guardiola, like Ruben Diaz does all the physical stuff for Man City because John Stones isn't particularly that physical or the port, so he'd have regard to all the physical stuff for Man City. But with Man United, because the system we play, he gets left exposed because it's a high pressing system. Obviously, all that like he's a slow
But
player. He gets left exposed.
he said the only reason why he joined United is because he watched them more when he was growing up as a kid.
Oh,
Why did
Jesus
United have
Christ.
to play on telly those days? He could have just put on a blue kit with Teddy Man City. But no, still he thought, you know what? I'm gonna try be like the real Ferdinand and go and play like him. Still, he plays like an average Phil
Donkey.
Jones. Shy. He's a donkey.
We go
Then
back to
we
what
can't.
Rahul said, right?
Yeah.
About
Glory Hunter.
you need a defender to run the pace, right? I was
Ah.
trying so hard to keep in the laughter because all I could think about was that TikTok.
Oh, Jerry. Yeah, that was a good. That was gas. That got a good few likes. That actually.
But then, in defense of Harry Maguire, just to say, he never asked to be signed by Manchester United. Manchester United made that mistake of signing him. So you can't blame Maguire. You have to blame Oli. You have to blame the recruitment team. The people who actually made it happen. You should blame them. Maguire, if some um, sort of bottom half centre back gets an opportunity to play for Manchester United, he's not going to say no. He doesn't care about how bad he's going to be or no. He's going to always say yes because he's going to get the exposure and the money. Everything is going to get. So there's no point, Maguire is here, but is a problem that we can phase out, over time. We don't have to get too riled over him. What's happened is happened, And we should move on now.
Harry Maguire actually played well for Leicester. For what was it with us?
It was
Like,
for
how-
England. He
like,
played
what-
very well, and for Leicester he was decent.
Yeah, exactly. So what's up? Like, what is up with us? Like, we can't play a system for just one player. We can't.
Yeah.
That's one thing that has to change at Man United, by the way.
Ollie's system for the players much more than Rannick's does. Because see, we have a bunch of slow players in like the defense midfield. Like say, I mean, Maguire was slow, Lindelof is slow, McTominay is slow, Matic is slow,
Yeah.
Pogba is slow. But they fit the system well in Ollie's system. When Rannick's system, the slow players don't fit in well because they get left exposed.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I saw something on Instagram, I think it was maybe 2 months ago. Ranić in the first half, Ollie in the second half.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then more than just fitting the system, we have to, instead of buying players to fit our system, we have to adapt our system to fit the modern way of playing football. I think that's step one. We skip step one and we go into step two. So we have to change our system completely. Look at the modern teams. Look at the teams like Liverpool and Man City. They're not that different. They're similar. They play the high press. They have players who are quick in every single position. They have players who are quick who can read the game. So I think United should, even if it's a slow, start, they should still start basically adapting or changing their system into that. Even if the players aren't able to play it, slowly phase out these players and bring in players who can. It'll take time, it'll take a lot of years, but eventually you'll get where you need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we even said it after the FA Youth Cup final. The fucking senior team will want to be taking notes from them.
Exactly.
And I reckon if the senior team played the youth team probably beat them.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. It just goes to show that I think our youth is fine. There's no need for Man United to change their youth. No need for any improvement in the youths. Like we all know Ten Hag, he likes his youth team. But let's be real here. Focus on the players that you're going to start. Not if your youth team's fine. That team that played in the U Cup final a week ago, fine, brilliant. They definitely will get into the first team more than likely. Can't see any reason why they won't.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
focus on
another player that I really like, Christian Eriksen. I know he isn't basically he's past the 30-year-old age or whatever. He's in his late 20s or early 30s, not sure. But Christian Eriksen, he's shown in the Premier League, he still has it. And the price, you can, if you actually go for him, you can get him below 20 million. And the thing is that Christian Eriksen can occupy the position that Bruno plays. So in case Bruno's out of form, injured, needs a rest, you can always slot Christian Eriksen in. And Christian Eriksen is a player who's played at Ajax. He knows the system. I'm not sure if he's played with Ten Hag, but he knows the system. And he's always, if you look at the way Brentford plays, they always give the ball to Christian Eriksen, and Christian Eriksen's always the guy who's going to unlock the defenses. He's always going to look for that killer pass, that Ronaldo is always, looking for, making those runs, those unseen runs by Ronaldo. For me, sometimes Bruno doesn't, he's not able to identify that, or his technique is just not on point. I think if you get Christian Eriksen in, it's a good option for me.
Christian Eriksen's good. It's just his age and what happened to him in the Euros is a problem.
Yeah.
This is Brentford we're talking about. They're not a big team. They're never going to be in the competitions where you have to literally give it your all. Man United is different kettle of fish, just totally different than Brentford. Like he's good. Don't get me wrong. I like Christian Eriksen, but it's his age and what happened to him in the Euros. And we don't want to sign a player that's over. Like if Christian Eriksen was in his 20s, I'd be like, 25s or whatever. I'd be like, get him now.
Yep. But the thing is that you can't, as you know, there was a guy in 1992. He said, not sure what his name is. He said, you can't win a team that's full of youngsters, right? So
We have had a look.
1992,
Yeah.
yeah. So 1992, it wasn't just a bunch of youngsters. You had players like Roy Keane, Cantona. You had Mark Hughes, and so you basically what I'm trying to say is, if you can afford to buy a few of these experienced players, because you need a mix of experience and the youth, so that these the experienced players can guide the youth in the direction.
Mhm. You can. But
If you just buy young players, you can't expect much of them. So you need to have a few experienced guys around them who are not just experienced for the sake of it, like Phil Jones. A proper experienced players who have actually done something and who are actually technically good, who can guide these players. So that's why I've put Ericsson in that mix.
yeah, mean, I don't see why not. It's just, I know you said that the youth team, or sorry, yeah, you can't sign young players that you can't expect to sign young players that will win you trophies, but an experienced players can lead the young players. But
Yeah.
do you not think we already have enough experienced players?
Yeah, but then these experienced players that we're talking about, like Phil Jones, I don't know who else,
No,
probably.
Phil Jones, he doesn't count as an experienced player. He
I
doesn't even
mean,
count as a player anymore. Get him
who are
out.
who are we counting as an experienced player here? I mean, you can only say Ronaldo and De Gea, probably, right?
Yeah, exactly. That,
You
like,
can't build.
I can see us. I can definitely see a lot of rumors that we want to get Christian Eriksen, but I just don't think Ten Hag will want them.
Yeah.
Like, he definitely would be an ideal player, but I just don't think Ten Hag will want them, especially if we're getting talks about, Frankie de Jong, Tchouaméni, Calvin Phillips, the likes of those players. It'd be tough to get many, but he is a free agent in the summer, isn't he, Christian Eriksen?
No, I don't think he's a
Yeah.
free agent. Or is he?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
sure he is. Yeah.
That makes it even more better for me.
Man United do actually. I think Man United should look at the free agents and see what's up for grabs. You might get a
Yeah.
good bargain.
Kamara, Christian Eriksen, off the bat.
Maybe that. Like, then again, Christian Eriksen's free. Get him.
Yeah. He's not going to demand, huge wages. Probably going to be 120, 110, something like that.
It's just with, Frankie de Jong talks, Van de Beek coming back. Like, we definitely will need probably 2 or 3 midfielders in the new season with Matic leaving, Lingard, Pogba. Fred, he's not a central midfielder. McTominay, he's never going to be a good player for United.
We basically need a CDM. Basically, we can't just buy a central midfielder and say, he's our next Matic, like we did with Fred, right? We thought that Fred's going to be our next CDM. You have to look at the proper profile of the player. It has to be a proper CDM, not a player like Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong is a good signing, but you have to sign someone alongside with him.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Yeah.
And another guy, Pogba. I think Pogba has to go for me for sure. I've heard rumors of him trying to talk to Ten Hag and see what's going to happen. For me, based on his injury record alone and his age, he has to go for me.
Yeah, I'm glad he's going. We talked about on a show a few weeks ago, me, Ryan, and Tom, and we said Pogba should just go.
Yeah, I think I saw something yesterday saying that he's in talks with Juventus.
Yeah, let him go where he
Yeah, I
wants.
saw
Just
that,
as
yeah.
long as he doesn't stay here. He's never a good player for United.
It's always a mentality. The mentality is just not there,
Pogba's just childish. That's what I
And Dean, I'm pretty sure we said that when we were talking, you, me, and Tom. Twice we signed Pogba, and twice he's been crap.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I'm right here. Remember we played City in the derby when we drew 0-0 about a season or two ago. He says, Man United, they can, Man United won trophies without Pogba. So,
And they will again.
And they will again, yeah. So, I can't
But
see
on
any.
the Pogba debate, I don't completely blame Pogba. Imagine if Pogba was 24 years now and Erik Ten Hag was looking to sign him. So you could imagine how Pogba would do right now if you would sign him at 24 years old. So it's not just Pogba's mistake. We've surrounded him with basically rubbish players. That's a fact.
Pogba's
but
never liked United. He's never
Yeah.
liked United. There's never been a time where Pogba looked like he liked to play or is enjoyed to play with Man United. Because you look with France, right? Plays well for France. Played well for Juve. Goes back to United. So he
but
doesn't
there's
like.
a difference, right? At Juve, at France, look at the players he's surrounded by. And look at
That's
the players he
true.
has at Manchester United. That's it's a huge thing.
Yeah,
Look,
as I said, you can't sign players and get a good system for just one player. He has to try something of his own.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
sum this up, and I'm gonna sum it up very quickly, right? When Pogba plays for France, he's doing his job. When Pogba's playing for Man United, he's not doing his job.
Oh, he's never did his job. Let's be real. Like, I mean, he's childish. Pogba is like he's like a child in a play skill where all the other kids are getting attention, and then he's sitting there going, "Why am I not getting attention? Why am I not getting the ball?" There's a reason why, Pogba, because you don't like playing for us, and all you do is give the ball away, and because you're shy. You're like
Go
a
back to the start of the season
spoiled
against
child.
Leeds. 4 assists.
Yeah,
Thought we were going to see, yeah, great. Pogba's going to be brilliant this season.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But then again,
What
but then
happened that
again,
game, lads? What's going on?
you have to blame Manchester United for this. I'd put Pogba in the same category as Harry Maguire. These are players who'd love to play for Manchester United, but Manchester United made the mistake of signing them when they weren't the priority. They weren't the right profile of players to be signed. We had to look at that, and once again, Mourinho. Just because Mourinho said that, and signing him for 100 million, again, it's a commercial move. So the blame is with all parties, for sure.
I mean, we can't blame United on everything. I mean, Pogba has one job to do: go out and score goals. Don't play like a fool. Instead, he goes out, plays like a fool, and doesn't score goals. He just miss.
He just prances around like a pony.
Yeah, he does all these flicks, and then he goes mad at the referee because the ball was too hard. Every time Pogba gets fouled, he doesn't even get fouled. He's just he's honestly he's a spoiled child, and when he doesn't get what he wants, he doesn't give anyone the attention or does what people want him to do.
Yeah.
He doesn't get attention.
Oh, yeah, another player that Phil Jones for me, he's like a silent in the background. No one talks about him, but it's a realistic problem because he's taking up a lot of wages. If you actually sell Phil Jones, you can actually put Christian Eriksen or some decent player at that kind of wage. He's probably 120, 130, per week. So for me, something has to be done about Phil Jones. On a serious note.
Yeah, he'd be gone. He's heading. He's gone in the season. Right. Well, I'll ask you this one question and then we'll wrap up. Right, I'll ask you this first. Who should Man United sell? And actually, no, 2 questions, right? Who should he sell and what's the 3 major changes that are needed at United?
Right. Sell, Liga out, Tom Heaton. Dean Henderson's more likely going to leave us.
Yeah, Newcastle probably. Yeah.
By Jones, Wan-Bissaka, Ellis, McTominay. Probably going to get given out to when I say this, but Rashford.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
But 3 major changes: get rid of the Glazers, give us a new captain, and Man United to actually back Ten Hag and what he wants to do.
Tom?
So when selling players, Ryan put it best. I mean, there's no real. I mean, I can't really think of any player I would add to that list. To be honest, I think I'm no, honestly, I mean, the list he put there was bad. And the Glaze was obviously because he needs time. And then what's the last one? I had to give it a second now. What was it again? New captain, as Ryan said.
Actually, I'll add one to my list. Leave Old Trafford alone. Just revamp it.
Yeah, don't knock that down. I'm going down somewhere, lads, on the tour. Don't knock it down, or else it's going to be some consequences. Someone's getting a slap. Can't be having that getting knocked down. That's just no way. Right, Rahul.
Yeah. So when we're talking about players that we sell, are we talking like hypothetically or realistically?
I mean, Ryan, what did you do?
Well, I
So
actually
those
would
are all
do.
hypothetical things.
Well, players who you should, players who you think should sell. Yeah.
For me, if the players that I think we're gonna sell is probably everyone. That's hypothetical, but it's not gonna happen, right? We have to phase these players out over time, over season. But I think this season, realistically, I feel if we can get Pogba out, if we can get Jones, Lingard, and maybe Wan-Bissaka out, I'd be happy. And Henderson on loan, maybe, I'd be happy.
Three major changes needed at United.
Yeah, the major changes for me is number one, the change in mentality. In mentality, what I mean is the way we recruit players. That's what Ragnick is brought in for. The way we recruit players, the change from being a commercial club to a football club, and buying players that fit the modern system, changing our system into a modern way that of playing football. With the high press, changing the way we actually play football rather than buying players that fit our current system. Those are the changes I'd like.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I'll say players who I think should go. Henderson more than likely to go. Probably going to be the same. This is you, Ryan, but I mean, I'll run through it. Lee Grant. Honestly, if Lee Grant goes, he'd be a big loss because honestly, he's definitely been the best keeper of all time. I think he has to be better than Allison Ederson, the likes. Lads. I think he's definitely the go. Don't know about Jules. Tom Heaton, another one who be up there with one of the best. Tellez, he should go. You know what? Thing is, right? Varane, good. Injuries are a problem. I'd sell Varane. If we got for what 50 mil, probably less. And all he's been doing is injured. Sell Varane. Keep Lindelof. It's probably a bit stupid, but right back Wan-Bissaka. Sell McTominay. Good luck. Cheerio. Rashford. I don't know. I'd let Rashford go out on loan. I think Rashford should just
He
go
is
out on loan.
not gonna go out on loan for sure.
Well, again, it's an opinion, but
And
I think on loan. Listen, you probably won't, but it's just what I think about Rashford. And then three major changes. Get the Gazers gone. Back the manager. And the third one, I was going to say change captaincy, but that'll probably change it more than likely. If Ten Hag keeps Maguire as the captain, I'm going to slap the head off his baldy head. The third one, sign the right players. Please do not
yeah.
sign these crazy players that are so overrated.
Another thing I'd like to point out, I know this is a little controversial, but I feel that we should keep Henderson not in the club right now, but keep him, send him on loan. For me, the reason why I'm saying that is because in a few years' time, David De Gea is going to be he's going to be on the decline, and we're not going to have any goalkeeper basically to replace him. Dean Henderson is quoted as a modern goalkeeper. So I'd still like Dean Henderson to stay at the club if he would like to go out on loan instead of selling him. That's because selling a player and then buying another player, it takes a lot of time. If you can just loan him out, I think it'd be a good option for me.
If you sell Henderson as a good backup goalie, I was just thinking about last night. Melier, Leeds United goalie. I think he'd be a good goalie. Melier would be a good job. Then we said it a while ago. I think it was me, Brian, and Tom said it. The Brighton goalie.
Roberto Sanchez.
Yeah, he'd be a good show. I think that's it.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
pretty
just
much
before
covered
we
everything.
go, I'd like to shout out this one player that I've seen. Actually, he's from Lille. His name is Zeki Silik. That's Zekicek. He's a right back. So basically, I feel that if you're going to progress into a new system, it's important that we have proper fullbacks, proper right backs. And I feel this is a guy who's really good. He's basically explosive. He's an explosive right back. If you actually go and check him out on YouTube, he's really good, and he's under 20 million, and he's in the 22, I think under 25 age category. If United can actually look at him, scout him, I'd be really happy.
Let me have a look up and see what he's all about, anyways. But I definitely will. I haven't actually heard of him, but I'll
He's one
definitely.
of the upcoming right backs in the world. One of the best upcoming.
Nice. But I think that's it. I mean, Ryan, you're the host, so if you want to end us off, but before you do, weekly schedule as usual. Tomorrow, TikTok / Reels Day. Thursday, Ryan, you good for United News at 7 Thursday?
Yeah.
Friday, I mean, might as well general knowledge quiz, bit of exciting one. Available for that.
I should be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should be.
Saturday, Man United versus Crystal Palace preview, and then the last game of the season, Man United versus Crystal Palace Watchalong. Last game of the season, last Watchalong of the season, lads. Then that's it. The season's over. No
Thank
more
God.
week. Thank God. And follow all our socials: Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Put a video out yesterday. Nunez v Ronaldo. Actually, a goal. A few people like it, so have a look at that one. We're on 384 subscribers, so get us to 400 before the new season is upon us. Which it's like 2-3 months away already. New season, so
Yeah.
I reckon we can get it done, lads. Then, if you want to see funny moments, definitely follow the TikTok, and then Instagram and Twitter for the latest Manchester United news. But Ryan, if you could go to host, if you want to set us out.
It's been a pleasure, like always. I mean, Rahul, great job on your debut on the channel.
Yeah,
Thanks
Rahul,
for
actually,
having me.
well done, man.
So,
Rahul, baby.
yeah, I mean, we made a lot of good points. Kind of fucking tired after doing all this now. Can't wait to go to bed. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
But yeah, we'll be back live on Thursday for United News at 7.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in, and we shall talk to you all soon.
Bye for now.
All right, see you guys.